Shadow of the flock. Welcome to the most offensive church inside of the universe. The Porty Pig. The Bible lady reserves for the Lord. Oh, grass, and rest with the crowd. Bible ladies here, light up the house. For the wicked have seen their last as we all inhale life. Good smoke as we all learn from the pasture. Pray it safe. Pray it safe. Pray it Yay! Welcome. Yay! What we do here in this most magnificent place, we read this great ass book. It's called God Said, because he did not fucking say that. We are on Kings. Yeah, I don't remember, but I remember we're on Kings. Yesterday, I didn't do it so well because, well, I accidentally fell asleep. And I locked all the doors and Dawson couldn't get in. He was pounding on the window. I was scared to death. Yeah, it happened. Okay. So we are on chapter 22. Oh, yeah, Manasseh died. Right. And he was evil as fuck. And, hold on. And then Ammon, and then his people killed him. But the people, oh yeah, and the dudes that killed him, the people killed those dudes. And then Josiah, his son, reigned in his place. Yeah. So we're at chapter 22. So come this way. I have coffee. I have cigarettes. Well, I don't have any cigarettes rolled, but I got a joint rolled. We have a good time. Yeah. Actually, I should put this somewhere where I can smoke it. I'll put it right here. Because I'll see it and I'll smoke it. It's a good time. What else are we doing? Oh, yeah. We need to check all of our thingamabobs. Because thingamabobs are happening. Damn it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's that. Go back over here. Wait, let's see. It should be okay. I think all my cats are outside, but we're gonna have to bring them in the house. I think. I don't know. Dustin can worry about that when he gets home. We are gonna worry about reading Kings. Yeah. So, chapter 22. Uh, Josiah was 8 years old when he became king, and he reigned 31 years in Juland. His okay. Anyways, he reigned 31 years, and he did what was right in the sight of the Lord, and walked in all the ways of David, and he did not turn to the right or to the left. Now it came to pass in the 18th year of Josiah that the king sent Shaphan the scribe to the house of the Lord, saying, "Go up to Hilkiah the high priest, that he may count the money which has been brought into the house of the Lord, which the doorkeepers have gathered from the people, and them deliver it into the hand of those doing the work, who are overseers in the house of the Lord." So pretty much take this money and repair the church. However, there need be, you don't need to account for it, okay? Because they deal faithfully. Then Hilkiah, the high priest, said to Shaphan, "I have found the book of the law in the house of the Lord." And Hilkiah gave the book to Shaphan, and he read it. Okay, so here is the first time in this book that they have even tried to read Das Biblia, is right here in Second Kings, when Josiah is king, that little 8-year-old king. First time they read the Bible. Okay. Okay. And he read it. So Shaphan the scribe went to the king, bringing the king word, saying, "They're going to do that. They're going to fix the church." Then Shaphan showed the king the law, and Shaphan read it before the king. Now, this is crazy what what happens now that he's read Das Bible. Okay, hold on. Now it happened when the king heard the words of the book of the law that he got naked and commanded Hilkiah the priest, Acham, Akbor, Shaphan, Azariah, saying, "Go inquire of the Lord for me, for the people, and for all Judah, concerning the words of this book that has been found. For great is the wrath of the Lord that is aroused against us, because our fathers have not obeyed the words of this book, to do according to all that is written concerning us." Now Hilkiah and all of them went to Huldah, the prophetess, the wife of Shalom, keeper of the wardrobe. And she dwelt in Juland in the second quarter. And they spoke with her, and she said, "Look, here's what God said.
Tell the man who sent you to me, behold, I will bring calamity on this place and on its inhabitants. All the words of the book which the king of Judah has read, because they have forsaken me, burned incense to other gods." How gross. "That they might piss me off. They're gonna fuck around and they're gonna find out. Foul. Yeah, fo. Fum, you're dumb. Yeah, something like that. Whatever I just said, it was probably that. Plus some. I don't know. I just made that up. Okay. Therefore, uh, they have, and with all the works of their hands. Therefore, my wrath shall be aroused against this place, and shall not be quenched. But as for the king of Judah, who sent you to inquire of me, in this manner you will tell him concerning the words which you have heard, because your heart was tender, and you humbled yourself before the Lord when you heard what I spoke against this place. I'm so happy you read it. That they would come to a desolation and a curse, and you got naked and wept before me. I also have heard you. Surely, therefore, I will gather you to your fathers in peace, and your eyes shall not see the calamity that is about to happen. So yeah, tell him not to worry, it'll be all right. I'm so glad that he was sad for me. Because people need to be sad for me. These people are so mean.
Hi, warrior. How are you? I'm so glad you're here. And we are in the middle of chapters, so you can smoke a cigarette with me. And then we'll get on to chapter 23. So, what brought you to
this far into the universe, into this crazy ass church that's literally being held up by the name Harry Potter. Oh, me, well, actually, do you really want to know? Because I've been complaining about it for almost a month now, and nothing has happened, so I don't know. Well, actually, something did happen. My grandmother's funeral's on Tuesday in Detroit, because I'm from Detroit and I live here in Bungfuck, Ohio. And my car broke down, had an alternator problem, something to do with an alternator. So, you're not going to a funeral when your alternator breaks. No. My son's stepmom, she sent money to have my car fixed and gas money to go to my grandma's funeral. It's like, man, I'm the luckiest egg donor alive, because she raised my son. So that was pretty cool. That's God looking out for me, man. He made sure I have the best people. Oh, yeah, there's supposed to be a lot of storms. So it's supposed to happen somewhere here in the Midwest shortly. I thought that's what the news has been saying. But apparently it's over there on the East Coast. That is really nice of her. I was like, man, you're the coolest baby's mom ever. Anyway, I know you don't really care about any of that, but just know that God likes me. I am totally losing my mind. I'm still home by myself, right? And all my cats are outside, but I'm afraid to open my door. Because I just, every time I open my door, do you remember like the jump scare movies? Like when the woman opens the door and she's not looking when she opens the door, but then she turns around and bam, serial killer in the doorway. Like that's what I picture every time I go to open my door. I just, I'm so terrified. Anyway, look, did you know that's why I have my camera like that? So maybe when I'm paying attention to my camera, I'll just see it. But actually, that wouldn't really do anybody any favors because my front door is right through that hallway in the other room. This is my back door. Ain't nobody coming through the back door. At least I hope not. So, what are you smoking on, Warrior? And I haven't seen you in a long time. I rated your stream the other day, but I couldn't stay. I haven't seen Razor Romano in a while either, but he's starting to get really big. Have you seen like his streams are getting bigger? I'm smoking on some homegrown. Yeah. I Once I figure out this housing situation, I'm gonna be able to grow my own weed, but not until I figure out where we're about to live. Yeah. Um, yeah. Can I tell you something? Do you remember dirt weed like back in the day? Like there was really expensive, fluffy weed, and then there was like regular, stringy, just mid weed. I miss mid weed. I guess some people will call it dirt weed. I don't know. I kind of miss that shit. I just, I want to call a drug dealer and be like, hey, can I come get a dime sack? Nope. Instead, I got to wait a couple weeks and drive 4 hours north down there to Monroe, Michigan, and then buy weed enough to last a couple weeks. I we are we're supposed to have a new house by June, but I have no idea how that's going to happen. He started smoking at 36. I started smoking at I started smoking cigarettes at 9, and I started smoking weed. I think I was 14. Hey, preacher, I heard you were talking to my mom earlier. Man. Wait, you started smoking cigarettes at 36 also? Or you don't smoke cigarettes? Don't smoke cigarettes. It's the only drug habit other than crack cocaine that I have not been able to quit. I wasn't even able to quit smoking cigarettes in prison. Yep. But I could stop smoking crack when I got out of prison though. That was cool. But I can't stop smoking cigarettes. Oh, speaking of crack, today, today I have 15 years sober. I've been out of prison 13 years. Yep, that is today. Oh, and also today is Pretend Celebrate Dead Baby Day because the actual day is the 14th. Oh, good. Don't pick it up because not even going to prison can end that habit. And I know it has something to do with willpower and the will to succeed. Don't have any of that. Yes. I literally broke bad. Man, that's so awesome. I'm so cool. Actually, I don't know if that's cool or not. Okay. All right. So now we're on chapter 23. Oh, hell no. What? Oh, hell. Oh, no. Why? Oh, I'm so sad. I'm about to piss in your pants. What the hell? It's so long for no reason. Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay. Here we go. Oh, yeah. What would they call it? It's just like sinning, just like cancer, just like PTSD, just like all that. It goes into remission. Doesn't mean it's cured. Just means it plays hide and seek until it catches you slipping. Yeah, I know. But luckily for me, I'm around people that will never let me do anything ever, including leave my house and make friends because I make friends with terrible people. So they let me sit in my corner and make friends on the internet, but I'm not allowed to tell anybody where I live because I almost did that for a bag of candy. Dustin was so mad. He's like, don't give your address to people. I was like, but he had candy. Even worse. That is real life. I wish I was making that up. I tried to give my address to Neil. You can ask him. Oh, God. Okay. I'm not proud of myself. Yes, I am. Okay. Now we're back on King Josiah. And he sent them to gather all the elders of Judah and Julian to him. To him. The king went up to the house of the Lord with all the men of Judah and all these terrible ass people with him, the priests, the prophets, all the people, both small and great. And he read in their hearing all the words of the book of the covenant which had been found in the house of the Lord. So me, like him, I'm reading you all the words of the book. And he read them all the words of the book. Only I'm not reading it to remind you of how terrible you are. I'm reading it to remind you of how terrible these people are and how abusive they are to God. That is mostly my purpose. Even though we're not supposed to be mad at them for that. But we can feel some kind of way like they are totally abusive to God. But on the other side of that coin, if you wanted to be all, God is a mean guy. But really, if you think about it, it's God sticking up for himself, because these people abused him first. So he's like punching upwards and they're punching downward. It is a thing that is happening. But we are not supposed to be mad at them for that because apparently not all of them do that anymore. Anyway, so he read them the book. Then the king stood by a pillar and made a covenant before the Lord to follow the Lord and keep his commandments and his testimonies and his statutes with all his heart and all his soul, to perform the words of this covenant that were written in this book. And all the people took a stand for the covenant. Okay, I just want to say right here, now he's promising God that he's going to do all this stuff. Let's see how long this lasts. Because in the past, my promises to God, other than this Bible thing, have not fared so well. Although this Bible thing, a couple of times, it's been like, okay, I'm done. But then he just, it's a miracle. Oh, I was just checking on my mom, but I was just checking on her. I was just calling and checking on her. She didn't really want to talk about anything. She just told me she was talking to you about your family tree. Okay. And all the people took a stand for the covenant. And the king commanded the priest, the doorkeepers, to bring out of the temple all the articles that were made for Baal, for Asherah, and for all those other devil demon guys, and burn them outside Jewland in the fields of Kedron, and carried their ashes to Bethel. Then he removed the idolatrous priests whom the kings of Judah had ordained to burn incense on the high places in the city of Judah and in the places all around Jewland, and those who burned incense to Baal, to the sun, to the moon, to the constellations, to any of the hosts of heaven. And he brought out the wooden image from the house of the Lord to the brook Kedron outside Jewland, and burned it at the brook Kedron, ground it to ashes, and threw the ashes on the graves of the common people. Then he tore down the ritual booths of the perverted persons that were in the house of the Lord, where the women wove hangings for the wooden image, and brought all the priests from the cities of Judah, and defiled the high places where the priests had burned incense from Geba to Beersheba. Also, he broke down the high places at the gates, which were at the entrance of the gate of Joshua the governor, which were to the left of the city gate. Nevertheless, the priests of the high places did not come to the altar of the Lord in Jewland, but they ate unleavened bread among their brethren. And he defiled this devil demon guy was in the valley of the son of Hinnom, that no man might make his son or daughter pass through fire to the god Hillary Clinton worships. When he removed the horses that the kings of Judah dedicated to the sun at the entrance of the house of the Lord, by the chamber of Nathan-Melech, the officer who was in the court, and he burned the chariots of the sun with fire, and the altars that were on the roof, the upper chamber of Ahaz, which the kings of Judah had made, and the altars which Manasseh had made in the two courts of the house of the Lord. The king broke down and pulverized it there and threw it into the brook Kidron. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so much. Okay. Then the king defiled the high places that were east of Julan, which were on the south of the Mount of Corruption, which Solomon had built for Ashtoreth, the abomination of the Sidonians. Okay, for all these devil demon guys. And he broke them in pieces, the sacred pillars, and cut down the wooden images and filled their places with the bones of men. Moreover, the altar that was on Bethel and the high place, which Jeroboam made, both that altar and the high place he broke down and burned the high place and crushed it to powder and burned the wooden image. As Josiah turned, he saw the tombs that were there on the mountain. And he sent and took the bones out of the tombs and burned them on the altar and defiled it according to the word of the Lord. Yep. Remember this? And a few books back, the one prophet was like, yeah, this shit's going to be defiled and tore up. And when this ashes falls, you know this is going to happen. And Josiah did this. So the men of the city told him, it is the tomb of the man of God who came from Judah and proclaimed these things which you have done against Bethel. And he said, let him alone. Let no one move his bones. So they let his bones alone with the bones of the prophet who came from Samaria. Now, Josiah took away all the shrines of the high places in the cities of Samaria, which the kings of Israel had made to piss God off. And he said to them, according to all the deeds he had done in Bethel, he executed all the high priests of the high places who were there on the altars and burned men's bones on them. And then he returned to Julan. Then the king commanded all the people, saying, celebrate Dead Baby Day, as it is written in this book of the covenant. Such a Passover surely had never been since the days of the judges who judged Israel, nor in the days of the kings of Israel and the kings of Judah. But the 18th year of Josiah, this Passover was held in Julan. Moreover, Josiah put away those who consulted mediums and spiritualists, the household gods and idols, all the abominations that were seen in Judah and Julan, that he might perform the words of the law which were written in the book that Hilkiah the priest found in God's house. Now, before him, there was no king like him, who turned to the Lord with all his heart and his soul and all his might, according to all the law. For after him did any arise like him. Nevertheless, the Lord did not turn from the fierceness of his great wrath, which with his anger was aroused against Judah. I didn't even know God was mad. What does it say? Nevertheless, the Lord did not turn from the fierceness of his great wrath, with which his anger was aroused against Judah, because of all the provocations. And the Lord said, I, my balloon,
I will also remove Judah from my sight, as I have removed Israel, and will cast off this city, Juland, which I have chosen, and the house which I said, my name shall be there. I'll be there.
Yeah. Now, everything else about Josiah, written in the Chronicles of Judah. In his days, Pharaoh Necho, king of Egypt, went to the aid of the king of Assyria to the river Euphrates, and King Josiah went against him, and Pharaoh Necho killed him at Megiddo when he confronted him. Then his servants moved his body in a chariot from Megiddo and brought him to Juland and buried him in his own tomb. And the people of the land took Jehoahaz, appointed him, and made him king in his father's place. Jehoahaz was 23 years old when he became king, and he reigned 3 months. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord. Now, Pharaoh Necho put him in prison at Riblah, that he might not reign in Juland. And he imposed on the land a tribute of 100 talents of silver and a talent of gold. Then Pharaoh Necho made Eliakim, the son of Josiah, king in place of his father Josiah, and changed his name to Jehoiakim. And Pharaoh took Jehoahaz and went to Egypt, and he died there. So Joachim gave the silver and gold to Pharaoh, but he taxed the land to give money according to the command of Pharaoh. He exacted the silver and gold from the people of the land, from everyone according to his assessment, to give it to Pharaoh. Joachim was 25 years old when he became king, and he reigned 11 years. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord. And that is the end of chapter 23. And we are going to have to end right there. Because, well, Dustin's about to be home. And they're going to be ripping out pipes and putting holes in our floor. And our landlord is sitting us in a hotel. It'll be cool, probably. But we're going to be in a hotel. I'm so tired. And I don't even know why. But anyway, I guess. Warrior, are you alive? Is anybody live? Nobody is live. So. Oh, Spaz is live. We'll go over there to Spaz. Yeah, we'll go over there to Spaz. That's what we'll do. So if you're unpilled, we're going over to Spaz. And if you're on YouTube, it is time to give the pillow some head, the sheet some ass, and have a post-coital cigarette, smoke a bowl, and have the sweetest dreams ever. Love